Okay, guys, so I gotta tell you about this date night that I went on that blew my mind. Me and my wife go out, we're just to this hot tub. It's this beautiful scenery, this beautiful hot tub. One of her friends ended up coming, and that friend brought a friend. So now there's this guy there, I don't know, and we just spark up this conversation. We get talking over just something, and I just said to him really early on, I'm like, you remind me of someone I know, Frank Kern. And he's like, Frank Kern, you know Frank? And I'm like, now Frank, the reason I tell you, Frank is the best, one of the best writers in the world. And and he's like, I know Frank. I'm like, are you some kind of a writer or something? He's like, yeah, actually I am. I'm like, well, really, what kind? And I just kind of started asking these questions. After literally an hour asking him questions and figuring it out, I'm like, so what you're telling me is if people read what you wrote, then they'll have a lot, like magically their life will start to change. And he said, well, it's not that it'll just their my life will magically change. Their life will change because it'll shift the way that they see the situations in their life and the way they see themselves. And yes, that's what ends up happening. I said, so essentially, if they read what you wrote, their life changes. And he goes, well, I don't really explain it like that, but that's what ends up happening. I'm like, does it absolutely happen every time? He goes, yeah, pretty much. I said, oh my gosh. So that dude, I said, you've got to do something. You've got to write a book. Well, when I said that, I had no intention. I didn't realize it was going to be an Amazon bestseller, but it was like the week after he released the book that he wrote. And he's like, I want to put your name on the book and let them know that we did this together. I don't want to take all the credit. I'm like, dude, bro, you're like, I don't care. You need to share. We're going to share. Can we? So he gave us permission. He gave me permission to share with you the first chapter of this little book that he wrote. The book's called Real Magic. It's for basically people who are a husband, father, entrepreneur, and a leader, and who is your only income is based off of sales that either you make or your team make. Essentially, that's your only income. That's who it's for, and it's called Real Magic. And it's like it's magical, right? It's all magical, and that's all nice. But it's the reason why it's real magic is because it makes things really happen differently in your life that wouldn't otherwise have happened. And you kind of have to just kind of read the first chapter to see a little bit more about what it's about. But basically, I'll just give it to you. If you put in your email and just tell me where to send it, I'll just literally just send you the first chapter of this book, and you can see what you think for yourself. All right, talk to you soon.